Something that's happening today more than I've ever seen in my lifetime is people being offended by what other people say. Now, I could see where some of that can take place, but a lot of it is just name calling, people calling other people out, and people aren't liking that, and they're upset with it, and they have a right to be in a lot of ways. And I want to talk to you about that today in your morning cup of inspiration. You know, the Bible has a lot to say about name calling and about how we speak and how we use our tongue. I did a morning cup a long time ago about a guy that took off around the corner, was flying out there, and he was upset about something. And I didn't think I said it loud, but I said, "You idiot." And sure enough, he heard me and he responded with a finger and an F you back to me. I deserved it. I had no idea what he was going through then. But the scripture talks to us about that, about somebody accidentally does something to you that affects you, and you get upset and just kind of like I did, "You idiot," and just call out. And that's being a fool. I was actually calling him foolish, and I have no idea if he's foolish or not. But it affected me, and I got angry, and I just lashed out. And the Bible talks about that. And then there's a quote by Stephen Richards I think is great. Putting someone down with name calling reveals your own low self-esteem. You don't have to disrespect and insult others simply to hold your own ground. If you do, that shows how shaky your own position is. Boy, isn't that the truth? That really hits home. I mean, you're calling somebody else out, and what is it what's making you shaky? You're living on shaky ground, or why is that affecting you in that way? But the Bible tells us in many, many verses. I'm just going to pick a couple of them here to tell you today. Proverbs 12:18, there is one whose rash words are like sword thrust, but the tongue of the wise bring healing. And over in Matthew 5:22, but I say to you that anyone who is angry with a brother will be subject to judgment. And whoever insults a brother will be brought before the council, and whoever says fool will be sent to fiery hell. God tells us not to call people out. He tells us not to do that. He tells us not to use abusive language in Ephesians 4:29. He tells us in Colossians 3:7 and 8, you used to do these things when your life was still a part of this world, but now is the time to get rid of anger, rage, malicious behavior, slander, and dirty language. He tells us that. Well, one thing we can remember in Colossians 4:6, let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how you ought to answer each person. Think about what we say before we say it. Think about what we do before we react. This is what the Bible tells us to do. And that's what we need to do as Christians. How are we supposed to be a light to the world if we let anger and that just spew from us? If we just say something just out of a response without thinking, without saying, Lord, what is going on with this person? How can I help them? Pray for that person. I don't know what's going on with them, but Lord, help them right now. That's how we need to look at it. We need to control our tongue. We need to watch what we say. We need to think before we speak. I hope that blesses you, because, you know, in today's day and age, it's really tough. It is really tough. And it's something I know I need to work on every day. And I hope that this blesses you. And I want to remind you that we have our podcast out there now. We just got picked up on Pandora. You can get it on there too with all the other major platforms. It's available. Finish Strong with Fearless Faith is the name of the podcast. I hope that you will tune in and check it out. And if you like it, that you will give us a 5-star rating and write us a review. God bless you, everyone. Look forward to seeing you again for another morning cup of inspiration. Have a wonderful day.